Oh, hi guys. I'm just wanted to remind you a couple things. Don't forget your celery. Celery Queen Jean reminding you to get your celery. And then if you're feeling a little down, just eat a banana. It really will make you feel better. It's, got potassium and healthy things, especially if you're getting older. But don't have too many because, calories, but they're very inexpensive though if you're on a diet, just like celery. But too many bananas can make you kind of itchy, like when you get older, something, when you get older, you just lose so many vitamins and minerals and things are depleted from your body. So you have to, whatever. So, but another healthy thing to do is have like hummus. They have really good hummus and some healthy chips from HEB has healthy chips. Hummus is good to have with hot peppers in them. But, oh, and then, of course, if you're on a diet, I'm trying not to have any French toast or waffles or anything, but sometimes I have cinnamon waffles just because they're kind of easy to make, like the instant ones. But this has no high fructose corn syrup in it, which is good because, you don't want to have too much or any high fructose corn syrup. But somebody, and I guess since I'm single or divorced or whatever, that somebody was me, I got weak. I just wanted to share, and you can share that too. I've told everybody to share a positive note. I got weak and bought these crackers and this cheese. It's kind of handy just to, but really this kind of stuff is really maybe more to have in case of an emergency situation, I guess you could keep it in your car or something, but don't let it get too hot or cold. I don't know what will happen, but like hairspray, I don't know. But I guess you could use it for a weapon, for protection, or to spray it on somebody. You can spray for protection. You can spray somebody's eyes. If somebody, in the case of an emergency situation. But anyway, sometimes we get weak, but when you're on a budget too. And I sympathize with people on a tight budget. And I sort of knocked myself out trying to get new jobs. And then I've had so many different jobs and careers because I'm older. And, and it's not that I never had any choices in men. Sometimes I couldn't make up my mind which one I wanted. Like when you're dating and you're younger and it's feast or famine. And then all I had to do was tell a couple guys, when I had some better boyfriends, I'd say, oh, I want to have 10 kids or 8 kids, or, I'm Catholic, whatever. And then all of a sudden it was like crickets, whatever. But anyway, so I'm dating again. I don't have anybody to date right now, but I am open for dating. So if you want to make some comments, let me know. And I'm pretty picky though. See, that's the catchy thing. When you get older, you get more picky, and yet you're not as cute as when you were younger, your figure and everything, and just your whatever. But it is what it is. So, and looks aren't everything, I was guilty of this when I was younger, like when I went out to a party or event, I only wanted, well, not always, but I did date some guys that weren't very cute, I even had boyfriends that weren't cute at all, really. But they were nicer, but not always, Sometimes I thought, well, he's not very cute, so maybe he's nicer. But sometimes people that aren't as cute can be mean too. So be careful out there. Be careful. And you can always just get a dog, like what Dee Wallace Stone told us all in an acting workshop one time when one of the actresses said, oh, sometimes we get lonely, and people had moved out there from different places, just like I did, and you get lonely. If you're single, sometimes you're lonely, whether you're still in Texas or wherever else you're from, or in LA, but if you stay busy, you won't get too lonely. but she's just told her to get a dog. And that's when I got my first dog named Emmy, and then I got a cat after that named Oscar. And then later on I got Tony. You've seen Tony. He's so cute. But all my pets have lived a long time. I've been very blessed with long living pets. And I've moved them all around quite a bit, but I think they enjoy all the variety and everything. So, and I think people do too, you know, because I've had friends that are like, oh, they've lived in the same place all their life and they don't want to move or whatever. And I've moved around a lot, but I think it's good to have variety. Sometimes variety is the spice of life, you know, it depends. But anyway, over and out, guys. So just watch it when you're at the store and watch how much everything costs and try to pick healthy items. But anyway, I've cut way down on sugar. I hardly ever buy cookies or pies or cakes or anything like that anymore, because when you're single, it's just you and you've got to be careful, you know. And I still want to get a halfway decent looking boyfriend. He may not look like Brad Pitt, but you know, Brad Pitt's starting to look kind of old too, and he's got a much younger girlfriend, but of course, you know, he's very successful. And that's another thing. When I was in Dallas, some of these very successful men who were even a lot older than me even, can you imagine? And I'm getting pretty daggum old. And they were really, really old guys. And they were all dating younger girls, but they were very successful. And some of these guys were not good looking. Believe me, they did not look anything like Brad Pitt. I mean, some were humongous. Of course, if you stand next to them, then you might look slim, you know. You have to look at things like that, rather than have a boyfriend that's better looking than you, and then you're like self-conscious about your looks or something. But also, yeah, some of them were funny looking, really. But they could still get younger girls because they had all the money to spend on them, you know. So money is a big thing in life, and I've stayed afloat in all my jobs and careers, but money's a big issue. In all my life, I never asked for a big enough salary. I would always find out later that whoever the next person was getting a lot more than I was right off the bat in their salary. Or even when I sold insurance on a commission, which I keep those licenses up again, I'm open to doing that again. If working with other people, it's very difficult on a commission, of course, but, you know, I am open for that if somebody's interested in a quote or something. But even with that, I spent a lot of time on a strictly commission, quoting policies where if they bought it, the commission might only be $30 a year, like on a renter's policy or dwelling fire policy, which is like a rent house or something, or even a homeowner's policy. Sometimes I only made $50 to $100 a year off that policy, and then as the renewal rates go down, so all those ads, you know, about making a lot of money. It depends on the company and everything. But I just thought I'd get on here and make a little rambling video for a minute, because I really wanted to test my lighting too. And I'm doing the selfie video right now, but I think my lighting is okay, and my settings might even be okay. I think what's going on is it's just so bright outside. I mean, we're so thankful it's nicer weather again, and we're just so blessed to still have nice weather, nice warm weather, and it's so bright out. You know, like you might have seen my video the other day, the moon was out already up the same time the sun was going down, very bright. And so this time I turned all my lights off in here except for one. So I just had too much lighting in here because we've had some dreary rainy days recently. But anyway, that's all. I just wanted to share a little bit with you, just kind of cheer people up. You know, I use these videos to cheer myself up too, because, you know, it's like I don't have a regular job to go to, and at least with the video, you know, and if you want to make some, I encouraged everybody to make a video earlier. If you want to make a video, just go ahead and make one. Don't worry if anybody likes it or if they make fun of you. In fact, a lot of those things that come on and say, oh, I hate that, or I don't like you, or, those are just bots anyway. So, but then sometimes they are real people. But at this point, I don't get a lot of people commenting on my posts. So at this point, I'd almost be happy for some people to get on there and say, I don't like you, or you're fat, or whatever they want to say, you're older. But they kind of cheer you up. So if you get on and make a video and post it, it kind of will cheer you up and make you in a better mood, so that when you're out and about walking your pets or going to work or whatever, you might be in a better mood anyway. And sometimes it beats calling a friend who every time you call them or every time they call you, it's like a pity party. Oh, woe is me. We don't have boyfriends. We feel sorry for ourselves, or we don't have jobs, or our life is going to heck in a handbasket, or whatever it is, So sometimes, I'm not talking about self-isolation. I spend a lot of my time in Zoom meetings. Most of them are free because, I'm trying to improve myself, how to be more successful, how to do all these things. But, all kinds of videos you can find online that are either very inexpensive or free. Ultimately, they might try to sell you something, and of course, we're all trying to sell stuff too. Everybody's trying to sell. If you're not trying to sell a product, you're trying to sell yourself for either a job, to get a new job, or at least to get an interview, or to get an audition as an actor. Which I'm still an actress. I will always be an actress. When people say, oh, well, did you quit acting? No, of course not. After everything I put into it, are you kidding? It's like winning the lottery ticket. You just have to keep going, and just, once in a while, keep promoting yourself. At the end of the day, maybe, not always, but maybe the only way to get a decent role is to write your own script and figure out how to sell it and market it and the whole thing. Because some of the scripts that might come your way, especially at my age, they may not be, it's not exactly whatever. But, there are no small parts, only small actors, and, whatever. So, and you got to make it interesting. You got to bring life to the camera. And if you don't like the script, you make it funny. You make it good. Whatever, But, I'm not going to feel sorry for myself anymore, because I've had a very interesting life. And a lot of people probably put me down because I didn't lead a cookie cutter life. Although, you know what? I wanted more than anything in this world to lead a cookie cutter life. But starting from day one as a child, I just went through a lot of things. It's like the perils of Pauline, except perils of Jean Tuitt. So over and out, you could do it. And I'll let you guys go. Have a good one. Okay, bye.